Good afternoon everybody, my name is Sarwar and this is Management 635 class. Today I would like to present you my video clip about open source database software, MySQL. MySQL was initially created by MySQL AD in 1995. Windows version was released in 1998 for Windows 95. With 400 employees in 25 countries, MySQL AD was one of the largest open source companies in the world. Around 70% of the employees worked for the MySQL from their home offices. On January 16, 2008, MySQL AD announced that it had agreed to be acquired by Sun Microsystems for approximately $1 billion. The acquisition completed on February 26, 2008. Alright, let's talk what makes MySQL so special. SQL standard compliance, speed, stability, data integrity, security, stored procedures, transactions, foreign key constraints, replication, support, and users. SQL standard compliance. MySQL understands a subset of SQL 92 and some subset of the SQL 99 syntax, union statement, along with extra extensions such as the replace statement and the limit clause for select and delete. Speed. MySQL is very fast on both simple and complex selects, but might require changing the database type. MySQL handles connections very fast, thus making it suitable to use MySQL for web. If you have hundreds of CGI connections disconnecting all the time, you would like to avoid long startup procedures. Stability. MySQL has a much larger user base. Therefore, the code is more tested and has historically been more stable. MySQL is much more used in production environments. MySQL has a lot of tweaking options. Random disconnects and core dumps are exceptionally rare. Data integrity. MySQL database storage engines have transactions rollback with save points. database has foreign key constraints. Security. MySQL access control can limit logins based on different criteria: username, table name, and client hostname. MySQL offers access control for user-host connectivity and from server side down to COM level, with a level in 5.0. Row level security is also possible. Stored procedures. This is currently not regarded to be very important, as stored procedures are not very standardized yet. Another problem is that stored procedures make it much harder for the optimizer, and in many cases the result is slower than before. Transactions. MySQL, Berkeley database tables, and database both support transactions. Version bigger or equal 3.23. MySQL cluster works with a two-phase commit. Foreign keys constraints. MySQL database tables support foreign keys constraints with cascading update and delete. Replication. One way replication can be used is to increase both robustness and speed. For robustness, two systems can use to switch to backup server if you have problems with the master. The extra speed is achieved by sending part of the non-updating queries to the replica server. Replication can also benefit database backup operations. If backups of the system can be done on a slave instead of a master, eliminating potential problems and possible downtime, since version 4.1 replication can be done over SSL. MySQL 4.1 has a MySQL cluster, which is offer full shared, nothing redundancy. Support via MySQL Enterprise. MySQL AB offers support itself, including a 24/7 service with a 30-minute response time. The support team has direct access to the developers as necessary to handle problems. In addition, it hosts forums and mailing lists. Employees and other users are often available in several IRC channels providing assistance. MySQL is popular for web applications and acts as a database component. Several high-traffic websites use MySQL for its data storage and logging of user data, including Flickr, Facebook, Wikipedia, Google, Nokia, and YouTube. Please watch next clip which I found on the YouTube. CEO Jonathan describes how well Sun Microsystems is doing.
Large technology companies like Google, Nokia, and Facebook. Sun will sell support services for those firms using MySQL. CEO Jonathan Schwartz says the deal adds flexibility to Sun's lineup of software and server products.
There are revenue synergies and strategic synergies all over the place, and probably the most important strategic synergy is this really completes the Solaris platform. We now can add a database into our operating system along with application infrastructure. We'll be the only database vendor out there with the ability to incorporate an operating system, and vice versa.
Separately, Schwartz said Sun's business is not being hurt by recession worries. He says the company expects to report higher quarterly revenues and profits for its fiscal second quarter.
You can find much more information just visiting www.mysql.com. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me during the class. Thank you very much.